What's up guys, my name is Velcomia and welcome back to Sonic 06 mod. So today I'm showing off a Mephiles the Dark mod. This is actually his crystallized version and he just looks so awesome. Previously we did Tropical Jungle, today we're going to be doing Kingdom Valley. Okay, so this is actually my favourite stage in this entire game. I absolutely love the concept, the level design, the music, everything about this stage is just absolutely amazing. Now, a lot of this game is based around this stage, like, you know, all the screenshots you see, even the title screen's got Kingdom Valley on there. Heck, even the demo featured this stage, just this first section. Even the PC demo did, you know, the little fan project. Yeah, so Kingdom Valley is a very popular stage, with good reason, you know, it's a very good stage, I love it. And it's one of those stages which seems polished. Like, I know a lot of stages in this game feel like they're not. This does, and I just love it a lot. So, yeah, this Mephiles the Dark mod, I actually made this. It was so simple, it was just basic file swaps. So I went into Mephiles the Dark's, I think, boss file, where he's crystallized. And I just grabbed them and renamed them to what Shadow's files, you know, are. And what do you know, it worked. And it seems to work absolutely perfect, there's no flaws anywhere or anything. I was honestly expecting a crash, but apparently they used the same model structure and everything. I mean, it makes sense considering Mephiles is... Oh my god, no way! Yeah, it makes sense considering Mephiles is a clone of Shadow, essentially. So I can understand why they would use the same, you know, model structure and everything. So, yeah, this is the end of the first section. Okay, so this stage, like many others, is split into different sections. This section in particular, we play as Silver. Now, apparently I've still got the Super mod on. I'll leave the creator's name in the description. But yeah, a lot of this game is... I mean, a lot of the stages, you have to take control of other characters. I really like that, but sometimes it's just like, I want to play as the character I chose. Like, for example, right now, we're in a Sonic stage right now, and we've got to do this entire section with Silver, despite Silver having an entire story. But it doesn't matter, you know, I can actually do this section really quickly anyway. There's a glitch you can do right at the end. And you can skip this entire section, it's ridiculous. They should have buried it or something, you know. But yeah, it's actually a really good speedrunning technique. I don't really know too much about speedrunning this game, but I know there are tons of exploits you can do. And yeah, this is a very good one, it's very useful. It's very good if you want to get an S rank or something. But other than that, this section is very short. Honestly, you can get it done in a matter of seconds because of this. Look at this. You just fly over here, what do you know? Done. And Mephiles looks so awesome there. I'm so happy this mod is a thing. You know, it'd be really cool if I could learn sound editing. Or give him his own, you know, sound mod and stuff. Alright, so we're in section 3 now. This is probably the longest section, I'd say. I actually really like this. It's probably my favourite section of this stage. I really like the max speed as well. Now, I know I stated in an earlier part that the max speed is just kind of glitchy and stuff. For some reason, the one in Kingdom Valley seems to be very good, you know. I never seem to ever have any problems with it whatsoever. And on top of that, the music. It's probably my favourite piece of music in this game is Kingdom Valley's max speed, or Water, as what it's called. It's just such an amazing piece of music. I've always loved it, and, you know, it's just a joy to go through the max speed just to hear that, you know. But yeah, other than that, this section is just, like I said, it's quite long. And right at the end, actually, you have to defeat a load of waves of enemies. I think it's just one wave, and then Silver says he's going to take care of it, and then you go into the max speed. Which, by the way, I have changed the max speed file, so we are going to be using Shadow. So if you remember in the Crisis City episode, we did the entire max speed section with Silver. We kind of got to do that again, but with Shadow. So instead of going super fast, we're just going to be walking like normal. Alright, I can't even remember which direction you go. I think it's up here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so we're not going to be blazing fast. We can actually admire the scenery and stuff. I've actually always wanted to do that. Now, I've actually managed to be able to mod, you know, a file, like player files now. So I can actually improve the attributes of characters now. It took a while to learn it, but yeah, I finally can do it. Which means that, you know, for example, that gauge in the bottom right there, I can actually change it. So when Shadow turns into that, you know, I can't remember what it's called, but yeah, basically Shadow will activate this mode where he'll just go really strong and stuff. And usually when you activate that, your gauge will get depleted and stuff. but you can actually edit the value so it doesn't deplete it whatsoever. So you can actually be in that mode forever, essentially. So I was actually thinking about making kind of like an overpowered shadow video or something. I could make him really quick, jump really high, obviously make his gauge infinite and stuff like that. I feel like it'd be a really great video. Alright, so just look at him, he's so cool. I've actually always quite liked Mephiles. He's really villainous. Like, when you compare him to, you know, other villains and stuff, he's just, yeah, he's just pure evil, man. He's just so evil. I quite like him, like I said, but I don't know. This game, just how they pulled it off, just wasn't too great. Like, what the hell's, like, Solaris and stuff like that? It just isn't really explained at all. But other than that, yeah, the story's not too great, but like I said, I can get enjoyment out of this game. Technically it is a bad game, I suppose, but, you know, like I said, I enjoy it. Now, the water in this stage actually looks really nice. It's very visually appealing, you know, it definitely strikes the eye. Like, obviously, it's a bit weird when you fall into it. Like, in this game, for some reason, when you fall into water, you, like, float for a bit and then you fall in. I don't know why they just didn't make it so you just fall in instantly. I don't know why it's kind of like it's oil or some shit. I don't understand that at all. Alright, so this is the section I was talking about. This section right here it's quite easy. Yeah, alright, so I'm in this mode right now, and I'm basically completely overpowered now. And yeah, it's really cool because he just kind of goes right straight to some enemies and stuff. So we're in the max speed section right now, and would you look at that? We're not going fast at all, we're just walking like normal. And this music I was talking about, it's so amazing. A lot of people would probably agree that this music is fantastic. And I think it actually plays on a bit of Shadow's level as well. When you play as Shadow, I think it plays in a section on that. But look how beautiful this area is. It's so nice how I could do this because I can actually admire the, you know, the scenery and stuff. I can actually do that in the Radical Train as well. If you remember, like I was, where is it? I think I was on a bridge on the max speed section and the water looked absolutely fantastic. I can't remember who I played as Super Shadow, that's it. Wow, so I've actually technically used Shadow quite close to each other in terms of these episodes. I used him in Radical Train, then I used a Metal Sonic mod, now technically I'm using Shadow again. But yeah, if you actually want to drop a comment on who you want to see in tomorrow's episode, what character, you know, I'll kind of look at all the comments, and whoever got the most votes, I suppose, I can see who dropped, I can see what, you know, name turned up the most. I'll do that character tomorrow, because we're actually on the final stage of Sonic's story tomorrow. And then obviously I've got Shadow and Silver's story to do, but, you know, I don't know when I'll do those, because we've kind of just seen all this, you know. Their levels are basically like Sonic's, but they're just, the level design's a little different. That's pretty much all it is. But yeah, like I said, I will do it. I'm not really going to ignore it, because, you know, there are stages we can do. Now, something I was thinking about doing is, you know, that DLC that they released for this game? I could try and do that, actually, because thinking about it, a lot of it's like Amigo stuff. You play as, you know, Tails, Knuckles, etc. But, you know, I could do something with normal characters like Sonic, for example. And, yeah, those levels are laid out differently as well. So, yeah, that's probably something I will do. Fun fact, actually, about 2-3 years ago, I can't remember when I did it, I actually started a little series on that very hard mode. But yeah, I really wasn't a fan of how it turned out. The quality was dreadful. It just wasn't that good whatsoever, so I actually made it private. But yeah, so it's actually a pretty good way to go back to it, actually thinking about it. You know, I could do it with Mephiles, for example, all that great stuff. Honestly, I just love the scenery around here. Look at it, look at the top of it. It just looks absolutely fantastic. I love it. I don't think we've done too good in terms of ranking, because a lot of this relies on ring score, I guess. And yeah, we didn't really get a lot of rings. But you know, I'm not doing this playthrough to get S ranks and stuff. I just kind of want to have a good time. But anyway, that's pretty much it for this video then. Hope you all enjoyed. Remember to drop a like and a comment. My name's Velcomia. Until next time, catch you guys soon.